Let me start by saying something you might not expect from someone who cares deeply about senior health. Walking too much, yes. Too much after the age of 70 can sometimes do more harm than good. Now, don't get me wrong. Walking is one of the best forms of movement we have. It's low impact. It keeps your joints moving. It supports heart health. And it's been shown to improve mood and reduce the risk of chronic disease. For decades, doctors have told us just walk more. Get those steps in. Keep moving. But what happens when more turns into too much? Especially for bodies over 70 that are dealing with arthritis, reduced bone density, thinner cartilage, slower muscle recovery, and a heart that's not quite as quick to adapt as it once was. Oh, that's where the conversation changes. See, there's a fine line between healthy movement and overuse. And as we age, that line gets easier to cross often without us even knowing. What might have been a healthy 10 1-hour steps at age 50 could become excessive, exhausting, or even damaging at 75. So today, I want to walk you through the hidden dangers of overwalking in later life, not to scare you, but to empower you. Because when you understand the signals your body is sending, you can walk smarter. You can stay strong without wearing yourself down. Let's talk openly about what too much walking can do to the aging body and how to strike the perfect balance between movement and rest after 70. One of the first systems in the body to speak up when you've been walking too much is your joints. After the age of 70, most people have some degree of osteoarthritis. That's the natural thinning and breaking down of the cartilage in your knees, hips, and ankles. It's part of aging. But what many people don't realize is how sensitive that cartilage becomes to repetition and load. When you walk a lot, especially on hard surfaces like sidewalks or shopping malls, you create repeated impact through your knees, hips, and lower spine. For younger people, that's usually fine. But after 70, cartilage isn't regenerating the way it used to. So every step adds to the wear. If you've ever noticed your knees swelling or aching more after a long walk, or if you wake up the next day feeling stiff or grinding in your joints, that's your body telling you that it needs a break. That the walk may have crossed the healthy threshold. Another issue is alignment. As we age, our gait changes, our stride shortens, our posture shifts, and our feet may roll inward or outward. All of that affects how pressure is distributed across your joints. The more you walk without correcting those imbalances, the more wear you create. Now, this doesn't mean you should stop walking, but it does mean that too much walking, especially without support like cushioned shoes or occasional rest, can slowly cause damage that builds up over time. So the key takeaway here, listen to your joints. Don't ignore that knee ache or that ankle pain. It's not just old age. It might be overuse. Let's shift from the joints to another major part of your body that's deeply affected by overwalking. After 70, your heart and your overall energy system. We've all heard the saying, exercise is good for the heart. And yes, that's absolutely true. Regular physical activity like walking has been shown to reduce blood pressure, improve circulation, and support heart function. But here's where it gets more complicated for people over 70. Your heart needs more time to recover. It doesn't bounce back the way it used to. When you go on long walks day after day without enough rest, you may be creating what's known as chronic cardiovascular stress. That means your heart rate stays elevated longer. Your blood vessels don't get time to relax, and your blood pressure may remain higher even when you're resting. This is especially risky for seniors with a history of hypertension, high blood pressure, atrial fibrillation, heart valve problems, past cardiac events like a mild heart attack or stents, too much walking, especially when pushed to exhaustion or done in hot weather or hilly areas, can push the heart into overdrive. And because many seniors have blunted physical signals, meaning they don't always feel strain or fatigue clearly, they may keep going. unaware they're pushing themselves past a safe limit. Then there's the issue of fatigue. If you're walking several miles a day and you find that you're more tired, need longer naps, or wake up feeling exhausted that's not normal, that's a sign your body's using up more energy than it can rebuild. Remember, at this age, recovery matters as much as activity. The body needs time to repair muscle tissue, stabilize hormones, and reset the nervous system. Without that recovery time, you're just digging deeper into a well that's already low. So here's the bottom line. Walking should leave you feeling refreshed, not worn out. If you feel more drained than energized, it's time to reassess how much you're walking and whether your heart and body are asking for a slower pace. Now, here's something that surprises a lot of people. Too much walking can actually increase your risk of falling after 70. Yes, you read that right. Walking is great for basic movement in circulation, but it doesn't do much to build muscle, especially in the upper body or core, and it doesn't train the body to react quickly when you stumble or lose your footing. After 70, most people are dealing with a natural decline in muscle mass, a condition known as sarcopenia. It affects your strength, balance, and stability. If your walking routine doesn't include strength building or balance training, you may be walking farther with weaker muscles and poor reflexes. In fact, some seniors who walk a lot but don't do resistance exercises end up with very tight hip flexors and weaker glutes. That creates an unstable stride and can increase the chance of a fall, especially when walking on uneven ground or changing direction quickly. And what happens when an older adult falls? The consequences are often serious broken hips, fractured wrists, hospitalization, and a long recovery that sometimes leads to permanent disability. So walking is good, but only as part of a balanced movement plan. That means including gentle strength training, even with resistance bands or light hand weights, balance exercises like standing on one foot or Tai Chi, stretching routines to maintain flexibility, occasional days of rest to allow your muscles to rebuild. The goal isn't to stop walking, it's to walk smarter, not longer, because after 70, walking for hours without strength or balance training is like driving an old car without checking the brakes. Sooner or later, something gives. Now that we've talked about the risk of overwalking after 70, you might be wondering, so, how much walking is too much and what's just right? That's a great question. The truth is, there's no one-size-fits-all answer, but there is a smarter, safer, and more effective way to walk as you age, one that respects your joints, your heart, your energy, and your overall mobility. Let's break it down. 1. Aim for consistency, not distance. Instead of thinking, I need to walk 10,000 steps a day, focus on how consistently you move, not how far. For many older adults, 20 to 45 minutes of walking per day, broken into smaller chunks if needed, is plenty. And remember, you don't need to do it all at once. A 15-minute morning walk and a 15-minute evening stroll can do wonders for circulation and mood without overstressing your system. 2. Choose the right terrain. Hard concrete sidewalks or uneven park trails can strain aging joints. Try to walk on flat, soft surfaces when possible, like indoor tracks, level grass, or cushioned walking paths. If you live in a hilly area, be cautious. Uphill walking can strain your heart and knees. Downhill walking can increase the risk of falls. Use walking poles or a cane if balance is a concern. 3. Take rest days seriously. Yes, rest days are healthy. Muscles, bones, and the heart need time to recover, especially after a few days of movement in a row. Taking 1 or 2 full rest days a week, or simply switching from walking to stretching or gentle yoga, helps prevent inflammation and keeps your body in balance. Think of rest as part of your movement plan, not a break from it. 4. Pair walking with strength and balance. Work, as we mentioned earlier. Walking alone won't protect you from age-related muscle loss or falling risk. 2 to 3 times a week. Add light resistance exercises like wall push-ups or sit-to-stand squats. Core work like seated leg lifts or pelvic tilts. Balance drills standing on one leg. Heel-to-toe walks or Tai Chi. These will not only help you walk more safely, but will also improve posture, breathing, and confidence. 5. Listen to your body. Every day is different. Some days you'll have energy and strength. Others, you might feel a little off, a little stiff, or just not yourself. That's okay. Aging isn't a straight line. It's a wave, and learning to ride the ups and downs without guilt or pressure is part of aging wisely. If you're sore, take it easy. If you're tired, rest. And if you feel a sharp pain or new discomfort during or after walking, pause, evaluate, and if needed, talk to your doctor. There's no trophy for overdoing it, but there's a quiet kind of wisdom in pacing yourself. Here's the truth that often gets lost in modern fitness culture. More isn't always better, especially after 70. The goal isn't to push your body to the limit every day. The goal is to keep moving in a way that keeps you independent, balanced, mobile, and joyful for as long as possible. So if you've been walking 2 hours a day and waking up sore, exhausted, or discouraged, give yourself permission to scale back. Not because you're weak, but because you're wise enough to know that movement should heal, not harm. And if you haven't been walking at all, that's okay too. Start small. Even 10 minutes around the block counts. Every step is a message to your body that you're still in the game. Walking after 70 should be a tool, not a burden. It should leave you feeling clearer, lighter, more grounded. If it doesn't, it's time to shift the routine. You've earned the right to move with intention, not obligation. If there's one thing I hope you take away from this conversation, it's this: your body after 70 is different, but it is not broken. It's still strong, still capable, still deserving of care and respect. But movement, especially walking, should feel nourishing, not depleting. And when you walk too much, too fast, too often without rest, your body will eventually let you know. Maybe through swollen joints, maybe through fatigue, maybe through a small fall that could have been prevented. These are your body's whispers, asking for balance. Remember, walking is a beautiful part of healthy aging, but it is not the whole picture. You need recovery, you need strength, you need connection, and most importantly, you need to listen to what your body's trying to tell you, not what the latest step count app says. So, here's my invitation. Instead of walking more tomorrow, walk smarter. Give yourself grace to slow down. Walk with support and comfort under your feet. Balance your steps with strength, breath, and stillness. Let walking bring you peace, not pressure. Because healthy aging isn't about proving you can do more. It's about learning how to do what's right for you. And if this message resonated with you, I hope you'll share it with someone who walks too much and wonders why they're sore. Leave a comment if you felt this yourself. And subscribe for more real, respectful conversations about how to live fully, deeply, and wisely in the years that matter most. And thank you for spending this time with me. Walk gently, rest often, and never forget you're allowed to age on your own terms. Until next time, take care.